hulle twee was baie lief vir mekaar. As die een hy die ander een. Maar hulle twee, hulle kon so nou en dan bekleed ook, maar Marco het nooit toegelaat dat Grant seer kry nie.
I think Grant's got a special story. Yeah. He went to Palgrim, he tried, and then obviously took the long route to come to Durban from Western Cape. Probably, I don't know what bus he took. Took him 48 hours to get here. But to finally get to Durban, you can just see that his natural talent.
So I was fortunate enough to get a bursary from Paul Gymnasium. I think the best rugby school in South Africa. So I wanted to be signed quick after school, get a contract. I went there with the hopes of achieving more, being a professional, but that didn't happen for me. Even thinking about it makes you quite emotional. When I didn't get my contract after school, I was in a dark place because I didn't know what to expect after that.
So what happened was he came home and he was here and he was negative. He was very negative. I know how that cycle works. In Paul, there's too many of these stories. Very good players. They maybe not get the right exposure. And I said to myself, this week I'm going to have to find a solution for this problem. So then I started to do research and I basically took out a week and phoned around agents and clubs, and a lot of doors were slammed and said no. And then I saw photos of Pat Lemby and the Beast. I saw photos of some of these guys at College Rovers. And then I said, okay, but this looks like a solid pathway. I clipped up some stuff, made a sports CV. I sent it away. The next day they phoned me back and they said, we want this guy. Can we get him here?
It takes time. Sometimes you have to go through those things because the hardships, I think, makes you as a person. I can never put someone ahead of Marco. He's just super supportive. A guy that puts me first and himself second. Trying to make sure I'm good before he looks at himself.
Maar tussen Marco en Grant was daar altijd een goede verstandhouding. Alle twee is nou nog lief voor elkaar. Toen ze nog groot geraakt is ze nog altijd.
Our family is competitive, that's just nature. If we play a game, we play dominoes, people get really angry.
I'm a really late developer, I would say. Yeah, year 2 out of school. That's when I actually realized, flip, I've got something here.
Super skill by the lanky lock. He put it on the boot and Williams cracked on the pace. Nobody in front of him, the bounce was kind. What a finish!
He just like had that from a young age because he was younger and he never actually grasped how good he was, because he would be competitive with guys older than him, and then if he lose, he would be very hard on himself. But why I lost? But he was very good against guys that were like 3 to 5 years older than him.
Grant was een kleins af baie lief vir sport, vooral atletiek. Toe hy nou ouer raak, toe is het rugby in plaas van atletiek. Toe hy atletiek gedoen het, het hulle hekkies gespring. My ma het saam met hom hekkies gedoen. En het sy so makkasies gepakt en hy moet hekkies gedoen het.
I think he's never at a place where he's satisfied with where he is from a skill set perspective, with game knowledge perspective, his kicking game. And I think over the last 3 years when I got here to where he is now, he's always keen to get better in whatever area of the game he needs to get better, whether it's skill sets or game knowledge or game understanding, and a really good guy to work off the field as well.
He always had the gift. He was one of the best, and as I told you, he's very genuine about who he is. And he's the type of person that would literally, you would dim his light to help your light shine. That's how he is.
I don't know how to describe it, but I had the touch. Like, you know when you have the touch of like, I understand this game and I think I can make it.
I told Grant, we're gonna go to College Rovers. And he was like, what club is this? He doesn't know this club.
I mean, I remember this. We get you on a Saturday, just outside Kings Park here on KP3 and greeting everyone. And then there's this oak I've never ever seen. Haven't seen him in practice. I've never heard of him. Quite a scrawny looking fella. And I hear that at the scrum off. How does this guy just rock up? Didn't train this week, but he's on the second team bench. Get on the bus. He kind of sits alone. And his name is Grant Williams.
Kerwin John Louis, who's now the general manager of the Sharks, he spotted him and we had a chat and said, listen, I've got this superstar player. He's incredibly quick. Okay, let's see, Kerwin, you know, because I'm from the Cape, I know how much talent is there. And he wasn't wrong.
The guys at the Rovers, they phoned me. They said they got the ticket. Grant got the ticket. He came back, homie showed me, yeah, they bought me the ticket. The ticket is there. I must go. And there's, you know, money is tight, so I'm thinking, what am I gonna do now? Because I have to get some sort of accommodation. So I asked Grant, don't you know anybody there? And he said, yeah, there's a guy in Durban that was at Stellenbosch Rugby Academy. I asked him to stay there for a week, just for a week.
His first game for us was actually out in Richards Bay. I mean, fantastic place to go and play club rugby. And he lit them up and I thought, wow, like this is amazing.
I think we put 100 on Richards Bay that day, but this oak came off the bench and everything that I had premeditated about him after that game, you know, when you get close to a guy, you're like, bro, who are you? Like, where did you come from?
Williams coasting his way through a gap. He's got wonderful pace, Grant Williams.
There's the speed of that man. That is outstanding. It is one of the tries of the season.
And Williams carving his way through. Grant Williams will go over. Brilliant!
But to who he is as a person is probably the thing that struck me the most. He's just always wanted to learn. He was incredibly coachable. He's probably the hardest working guy for us throughout that entire season.
Just kept working, kept practicing his skill sets and his craft around being the scrum half and had unbelievable physical potential. He's one of the quickest players in world rugby. And just seeing that progress and his confidence grow with opportunities, yeah, he hasn't lost everything from the beautiful person he was before it became a Springbok to what he is now. So.
Blooming later on in his career and having to fight to get into the professional setup, then to get an opportunity, and then slowly but surely getting a look into the national side, and then, you know, breaking through. It's been amazing to see his journey.